I'm serious. Like they had WWF cards back then. I don't know if nationally those cards were everywhere. They'd probably be worth a lot of money had I kept them. Even though I could imagine I would have taken care of them very well. So this game is it's very much. I think it was made by the same company that would eventually work on the Fire Pro games, and it's pretty pretty accurate to pro wrestling. I mean, it's almost like a simulator. It was kind of like, geez, like right out of the gate, we're gonna have a good pro wrestling game, and there's no tag team, and Jeff Gerstmann was actually very much a fan of the original tag team on the NES, and I don't think I ever knew anybody who really liked that game. I knew someone who, eventually I would get the game at a video game exchange for like 99 cents or something like that, or $1 or something, like really super cheap. And I was kind of like, why not? It's so cheap. But, and I can remember spending like a summer once playing that game. It was like kind of fun, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It was like, we don't end up playing in this session tag team wrestling. That game's kind of hard, but Gerstmann kind of like swears by it, I kind of like how in that game you can actually choose your moves. Like, you could choose a list of moves, and that, what a pity. I like that when you lose the game, it says, what a pity. So I thought of what the Nasty Boys used to say, like, welcome to Pity City, baby. Oh, but yeah, it's a good game. I mean, it's a good game, but understand most pro wrestling games back in that day were very difficult. They were very hard. NES had this game, as far as unlicensed, as far as games that weren't tied to a real promotion. They had, like pro wrestling. They had tag team wrestling. They had Tecmo wrestling. Tecmo wrestling was more like this, but even further. You could even change the names of wrestlers, and it was pretty interesting. You had the commentary. It was good stuff. And then in the arcades, you had Wrestle War that Sega had. But that game was extremely hard. I was not good at that game. And then of course you had the WWF games. You have WrestleMania, which, to be honest with you, it's there's like seems to be a little retro nostalgia for that game, but not much. It wasn't very good. It's actually an LGN game, and with a game that's like made by LGN made a lot of games that were kind of hit and miss. They were just, some were not very good, and like Back to the Future, and of course they made Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which I actually really like. I'm strange, but so I'm thinking. I was, I'm just thinking back to this time. And then, actually, a pretty good wrestling game in 1989 was WCW. It's hard. It's hard, but it's interesting because now is that you can actually pick your wrestling your wrestling moves before you actually start each match. Which I could never see them wanting to do that ever again because that they would see that as like the player wants to just get into it. They don't want to have to you know do that every time. Even though I think honestly that would actually make the game very interesting because then you could have even if you had 10 wrestlers that were the most skilled technical wrestlers in the world for all time. And if you did a system like that, that would be interesting. Where you have a huge lexicon of pro wrestling moves and they would have different values. But yeah, but as a result of doing that, yeah, it takes a little longer to get into the action, obviously. It almost feels like like a create a wrestler for each match or something. It's just kind of strange, but of course nowadays you could just save. You could just have a different loadout for whatever you make. So, like I said, playing this, they had a lot of moves. You had backbreakers, you had everything, pile drivers. Right here as King Slender, we actually won. I think King Slender is supposed to be like Kerry Von Erich. With the guy who's super tan with yellow tights, I think he's supposed to be your Ric Flair or... Now, I forget which one. I think with King Slender, he doesn't have the claw. The other dude who's tan does. So, because one of them is definitely clearly Kerry Von Erich. Starman, he's clearly kind of like a lucha libre kind of wrestler, So, now he ducked the clothesline. I really shouldn't commentate too much on the actual action because this isn't going to sync up well. So I'll just kind of try to. And then at some point, yeah, you can go outside the ring. There's no weapons or anything. You just try to. You just try to do your best you can. I actually threw him into the post at one point. That was actually kind of cool. I don't think that had a big impact on him though. Starman was tough. I mean, I couldn't even like get him to the point where I could. Every time I would pick him up too, he just like kick me. So it was kind of like. It was tough. I mean, I would probably have to spend a good 5 minutes just kicking him and kicking him and kicking him, but he's tough. And so that's pro wrestling, and pro wrestling is a classic and represents pro wrestling very well. Now, the next game I had decided to do is a game that's generally not considered very good, and It's called Salam. Salam, and it's Salome. It's a skiing game, and it has a main feature. It has a very big feature, two features actually. Uh, it has a butt. It has yes, you are literally controlling a butt, and yeah. So salam or shalome, shalom, salame, salama, shalom, salam, and it's made by Rare. And Rare, you'd go, well, wait, now wait a minute. They have good games. They have Battletoads. They have. See, it's a butt. You are a butt. It's a butt. You are a butt. And or like South Park with the butt people. Remember they ask him, "Do you want some chili?" No, chili makes me sick. No, chili makes me throw up all over the place. uh, you know, so with Salam, it's a skiing game. I thought of like, well, you should have like Frank Stallone music or some kind of cheesy '80s rock, playing, like Huey Lewis and the News or something. And so, so like with Rare, you think of like Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. You think of GoldenEye. There's a lot of good games they've made, like on the Rare classics, but they made a lot of like literally a butt. Yes, literally a butt in the case of this game, where you're controlling a butt skiing, and I like when you win. He goes. He looks like one of the sand people from Star Wars. And, yeah, so with Rare, but back in the NES days, they would churn out games, and Jeff Gerstmann pretty much said it, that but the thing is, you need to understand, look out, look how fast we're going. Oh no, oh help me, oh no, get the flag, I'm hitting everything. Open! I can't stop it! I'm Mary! Oh, Mary, I can't stop it! Oh no! Please help me! No, please help me! Oh no! Going faster, hitting trees! Oh no! Yeah. So you're hitting trees. So Rare, they would churn out a lot of games. They made Time Lord, which was a terrible game. You would think of Doctor Who. It's not Doctor Who. It's just terrible. And they would come out with a lot of games that only would take like a week. Sometimes they only had about 5 days to really make something. And they could do it. They didn't make Action 52, but they didn't make a lot of good games until about time of Battletoads and stuff. But yeah, so Salami the butt, and it's game over. It's yeah, and that's and you have failed the cotton candy. I really don't know what to say. You failed the cotton candy. They'll let you put your name down, only 3 letters. Better have some good initials. And you better never turn your game off or you're going to lose your score. You gotta lose your score. I don't even know why they put a scoreboard back then. Because without any kind of like battery backup or something, that scoreboard is always going to be like, whoa, what the heck? Jeez, the later levels in this game get crazy, man. It's like there's like little kids like slaying back and forth, and you gotta be like, oh no, look out, oh no. I don't know. Maybe that is pretty kind of fun. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. I could do my best suspendus impression there. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know about that game, man. I don't know. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's okay. I guess at one point you have to like duck. You have to duck abominable snowmen. Snowmen, you gotta duck. I don't think this is very realistic towards real competitive skiing. Eh, no, I don't think your butt cheeks would be. I don't think your butt cheeks would be that detailed underneath your snowsuit. Whoever the artist was had a sense of humor on that one. Unfortunately, this is when I came to the realization. Yeah, I came to the fortunate realization that that the audio that my audio was dead or something. That it dropped, and I was like, oh my god, no. Because I would have just kept going. I would have done like golf. I was going about to do golf. I was going to do it, but didn't happen. I was kind of like, maybe I should check out my Audacity, like OBS is still working fine, and I check Audacity and it did something I had never seen it ever do before. I don't know if it's possible I might have hit the button on my headset. Maybe that kind of turned off the commentary thing. Like I'm doing the commentary right now over this, and hey, guess what? I got that Audacity thing up. I'm not even gonna take a chance with that. It's very possible I may even keep it up when I do my next session, just to make sure it doesn't stop because I don't want to go that long of a time without having to have some kind of commentary. Well, I am not. I'll let you know. I have never skied. I've never done that. Um, I think I remember my elementary school. There was some kind of program, something you could sign up. Your parents could sign you up to, or something, and they could take you up to like this one ski resort somewhere, and you know, I don't know. I mean, if you want to do that, I was kind of like on the fence about that. Well, well, as far as the NES marathon, to be honest, yeah, it's not really an NES marathon because it's all divided into like 20-minute episodes and stuff for the Immortal hours, and it just creates content. It just you know that way, instead of just doing a 20-minute episode, I just do a whole bunch of it at once and whatever. And we are just about at the end here, finishing up, and that will be the end of the well, that will be the end of this session. There it is. Recorded audio is lost at labeled locations. Possible causes. Well, I didn't care. Possible causes. Uh, Audio was lost. Oh, that's clearly the end of the footage then. Well, guys, we'll be back in a second here. More another session of the NES Marathon.